here in the garage shop. Got another little project I decided to film. I was kind of started on it, and I'm like, maybe I should film this one. It's a little thing I've been kind of like dealing with. One of those, like, I'm not going to say it's a one-day build, but something better. I'm going to show you right here. I got a bunch of these cases of nuts, bolts, and screws and crap like that. I like to be organized a little bit like that, but my problem is, let's say I need this box here. I got to pull all this stuff, throw it aside somewhere, and grab that, put it all back. It's kind of a little pain in the butt. So what I'm going to kind of do is build kind of like a little shelving system, or like a little cabinet, where it'll be just one row of this, so I just pull one out and that's it. It's not going to affect anything else. Because pretty much I've been collecting all these cases. Come from Harbor Freight. They're about $5 a piece. I kind of wait till they're on sale and I get a little bit more, but great for kind of stuff like that. But I'm trying to get all of the same kind so that way they all fit the same. And I plan on putting it down in here and a little reorganizing for that. So what I've kind of already started on was, okay, I need something about 2 feet high. From here to here is 2 feet, and I already did measure, let's say, the widest distance either from these two boxes or two of these. Two of these are actually the wider. They're like 18. They're what are they? 16 inches. I want to give it 17 because I want to put like a small piece in between to help brace them up just in case of weight, because I'm not using strong material. I'm pretty much using some reclaimed particle board that I had lying around, so I'm just going to cut them into smaller pieces and build out of that. Nothing really special. It's going to be hidden underneath the bench here. So with that, this is what I kind of already took a piece and figured about how much. In fact, if I have enough to even do it, and I probably do. So I started measuring at least one side of it, and that's when I decided, hey, maybe I should film this for you guys, or for me, or for whoever. Well, so I'm going to go ahead and get set up and start cutting pieces, start talking a bunch of bullshit, and maybe this will actually be pretty good, or maybe this time I'll finally cut off a finger, or get what's left of my hair tied into something. Alright, I'm going to cut my side out and then remeasure off, make another one, and start just pretty much making pieces of almost of a box. Oh, here I go. Eyeballing this son of a... Once he's done, put that stuff over in here. Just make a quick measurement, just to make sure I'm good. A little bit heavy on one side. Alright, so there. Somehow, I'm a 1/4 of an inch. Gonna have to, let's see, where's my cut from? Over there. Somehow I'm a little heavy on that side, so I'm going to have to gonna set the table saw up. Of it, I'm gonna maybe just clean up one side of this one just to make sure we're good. Find the factory edge. One of these is taller than the other for some reason. Figure that out. Right, I got two sides and a top and a bottom. The back I'll just use a piece of hardboard just like you find on your cheap shelves. Because remember, this is just to hold some screws, so I'm not being too picky. Just something to deal with that kind of stuff. So what I'm going to kind of do off camera is based off this, because this is like my maximum height I can actually have to fit in there. I'm going to figure out spacing along with the thickness and see if, because I want it to actually kind of be even, not like, oh, well, I have an extra inch on one and I'll just trim it down shorter just to make it fit better. So in some way I do want it to look a little bit good and be functional, but you know, it doesn't have to be that perfect for this need. This, like I said, just at the end of the day, it's holding some freaking screws and nails and little random hardware stuff. Just a place for easy access. So I'm going to do a little bit of mapping off camera and we'll be on to the next step. I've measured and mapped out the two side pieces on the inside. These grids here, I'm going to router these out just a little bit. This is where each shelf is going to go. It's 3/8 of an inch thick. That's the material we're using. I'll probably just route out maybe like 1/4 of an inch at the most, because this is only 3/8 of an inch thick. I just need something to help recess it in, a little groove to glue it in and to kind of hold it a little bit. But after measuring out, it actually landed perfect. I have 3 sections for the larger boxes, and there'll be 2 in each row, so 2 boxes here, 2 boxes there, 2 of the big boxes there. And for the thinner boxes, which will also be 2 in each shelf, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it landed perfectly. I was possibly thinking where I'd have to either cut it off to here in case this was too short, or if it's too big, make another one, just trim off. But it is the exact same distance. It's just perfect. It landed. I call it a happy accident. I really wasn't expecting that, so that's cool. But counting how many pieces will fit in this one unit, I'll have room for like a couple extra big boxes, but no room for the smaller ones. So I'll probably end up making 2 identical ones. Even though I have a feeling in my future I'll be collecting more of the thinner boxes than the bigger ones. Because as of right now, I only have 3 of the bigger boxes, so it'd be like 2.5 shelves. I could just use these ones for the smaller boxes. until either I make another one, because I don't think I'll have enough material to make two. I'm almost certain of it, just because of the pieces I need for the shelves. But that would be the next thing I think I'm going to do is it's either I'm going to router out these grooves, then make the shelves, or make the shelves, then router out the grooves. And now I'm thinking about, I think I'll probably router the grooves. And with that, well, because like I said, I haven't decided the exact depth I need for this. Because once I know that, then I'll figure out the exact width of the shelf. I could just make the shelves first and just cut them a little bit big and then trim them off as I go. Because even that's probably just as easy as I did with the pieces here on the table saw. Well, I've made my decision. I've decided to just go ahead and cut the pieces first. I already did. I have each shelf already done. I cut them to the same size as the top and bottom piece. I'm going to end up just cleaning them up after I router these out. So that's what I'm going for. I'm using a cutout tool instead of a router because my other handheld router, the power switch on it, tends to want to shut itself off. That's just another thing I got to fix, or maybe just replace it. So I'm using this really old cutout tool. You know how old it is? Check it out. Chicago Electric. That's Harbor Freight before Pittsburgh, before their line. Never actually used this thing, so I guess I'm going to try it out. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut these off camera with it, see how it goes, and then I guess we'll probably start assembling. I now have the sides routed for the shelves, and I'm right now gluing in the bottom and one side together. I'm going to go ahead and glue and attach all four sides, top, bottom, and the sides. And then I'll actually have my exact measurement from space in between from here to the next one when I attach it in, and then I'll know how much to cut off for the shelf pieces. Then I'm just going to slip and glue them in and attach them in. Since this stuff is so thin, it's only 3/8 of an inch, I'm just going to use kind of like small thin finishing nails and glue at the same time. Right here I'm just letting the glue set up a little bit, so I'll give it some strength. And I'll probably just tack in a couple of small ones just to hold it so I can get things started. Of course, I use what I like to use, like I've said before, is the Type Bomb 3, because it's pretty damn strong, and it actually sets up really fast too. So I don't have to wait forever for it to dry. So I'm gonna go ahead and do some more attaching to the pieces, and then you'll see what's next. I got 4 out of the 6 sides done. Now I can measure the distance so I can know how much I need to trim off my shelf pieces. Put some glue in there, slide them in, and attach them. Tell you one thing, using boards this thin is a real pain in the ass to make sure you get them in there. I had a couple that just, popped through, but I had to pull them out and reset them. But that's a real pain. Well, luckily for the glue, that'll pretty much hold it well. And when I get the shelves in and attach them, be a little more stable. So I'm going to go ahead, do my measurement in between, trim my boards, and slide them in and attach them. Did my rips. I only had to take 3/8 of an inch off, so these are only 1/16 and 5/8 wide. I already test fitted. They slide in pretty nice. So the next step is I'm going to throw in some glue in all the grooves, slide the shelves in, and I'm going to also finish nail them through the sides, and then make a piece for the back and put that on. Well, I got my shelves already glued and nailed in. Put a couple of these in just to test, see how it fits. If it's good for those ones. These ones might be a little bit harder to get out because there's no handle on this side, but that works good. Just got to make the back piece, which would be just real simple, and just nail that in. And I want to call this one kind of done, other than putting it in its new home. So I'm going to get on the back piece and then put it in there, and I'm going to show you the total finished project. Yeah, I'm stoked at this. I think that turned out pretty well. Actually, it's amazing what you could do with just a pile of scraps. I like it. I can easily grab what I need without pulling everything else down. Yeah, I need the wood screws. Just pull it out. Good. Happy, happy, happy. Well, this is basically going to be a prototype for another one I'm going to put down here and just keep moving things down and get a little more organized. Some of the stuff is somewhat organized, but yeah, I could use a little more separate compartments, more stuff like this. And I'll pretty much be pretty good. I'm happy. I am really, really happy. Okay, now this is basically kind of a one-day build, even though I started it last night, but in the time it took, if you want to think hour-wise, I don't know. It's still actually morning in my time. So maybe like a 3-hour build, my guess. Yeah, we'll just say one-day build. All right, that was a quick little one. Hopefully you can use some of the info that I did on yours if you choose to make one, or if you're waiting to see me lose a digit. Still got it. Sorry, I still got all 10. So with that ado, till the next time on the next build, I would like to say